So what are the from your perspective then? What are the kind of, when you go into an organization, as you said, everything is kind of with going back against the kind of security models, everything is kind of risk oriented, trying to identify where the biggest risks are. And as you mentioned, and rightly so, you need to know where to start looking. Do you ever see any kind of reoccurring patterns when you're working with a new organization with regards to existing organizations that you've worked with? I guess what I'm trying to ask is, do you see them looking for or have ideas of potential areas of risk? But then when we kind of get into it a little bit further, the risk is kind of the actual risk, or the highest risk is overlooked. For example, are they looking in the wrong kind of areas? Do you see that very often?
Well, I think the organization have some kind of I don't know, the cybersecurity drives by something the organization needs. For example, the maturity starts with regulations. The first thing that some kind of businesses start to look in cybersecurity services, or to acquire some technology of cybersecurity, it's because they have some regulation that they need to comply. For example, PCI, for example, the GDPR, or something like this starts saying, oh, we need to include some kind of controls in our operation. And this is the first level of maturity in cybersecurity. The second one, it's the risk-based maturity. And there starts knowing, because someone has the newspaper, I talk with a colleague, and they talk about this kind of risk, or this kind of attacks. And they start looking something that can solve these issues. And it starts improving the model. They start using the risk assessment methodology, and start reviewing everything in the operations. And the third level of maturity, it's the organization that are trying to look for efficiency in the operations, and try to improve the controls, how this control can see more and can control more assets that I has. This is the best implementation of cybersecurity in the organization, and they need to cross all the lines, and to detect all the things that they need to transform the cybersecurity as a business approach implementation in the organization. But with your question about how they understand, I think what they see and why they live in the operation, it's the thing in cybersecurity move to make the first decisions. Then the same model is going to provide what they need to do.
Yeah, makes sense. So I think that what we're also kind of really starting to understand here is that it's not just a security problem. It's very much crossing over into SecOps, security and operations, right?
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of things. I think in cybersecurity there are three layers. The first one, it's the governance, how we make decisions, how we share to the business, how we are now, how we can control all the attacks are doing in the internet, and this is the first layer. The second layer is the operation, how we review all the controls, and how we improve, and how we are trying to detect something that can provide us some impact in the business. And the lower layer are the controls, everything you do every day with your technology, with your process, with the team to support all the cybersecurity assurance. What's the SecOps? I think SecOps is the daily basis task that you need to do to understand your technology, how can protect from all the attack vectors and all the attack actors are trying to access your information and try to obtain something from you. And the second thing are to review everything that it's moving in your network, in your assets, and try to detect something that is anomalous and try to respond from that. This is, for me, the cybersecurity operation, but it's in the middle layer, and it's communicated with the higher layer that it's the governance, with the lower layer that is all the controls that you implement in your organization.